Hey everybody, we're so excited. We have one of our favorite trainers here with us today, Rachael Newsham. And I'm pretty sure I said that right. And we've practiced before, and now I'm like, did I say it right?
You did, Kalee. You got it right.
Thank you.
We have been working out with Rachael since 2013 with Pump and
Combat. Combat is like my jam. Like, she says I have aggression I need to let out. But, I mean, it's just such a fun workout. So, and I know you have SH'BAM too, and I've gotten into it a little bit, but there's just something about the whole kicking and punching. I just love it.
Well, we really aren't that coordinated to dance.
Yeah.
Not that you have to be because you're at home with Les Mills On Demand, but yeah.
Yeah.
Pump and Combat are our jam.
Yeah. So thank you so much for being on with us.
It's a pleasure to be able to connect in with you, ladies. 2013 was a long time ago.
Yes, it was.
So that is a great relationship with exercise to have maintained. Well done.
Well, thank you.
Thank you.
It's like that's one of our very first questions, but like on one of your Instagram posts, it says if you find the workout that makes it that you enjoy, it's not a workout, but it's fun. So we have found that to be true.
Mm-hmm. So for us, like, we were just wondering, like, what made Les Mills On Demand so much fun for you? Or like, how do you go into planning a workout that makes it fun?
Okay. How do I plan a workout to be fun? So I got into exercise because I had fun in that particular experience. And back then, I mean, working out was, back in the UK where I grew up, a workout or a gym session was something that people who had private membership at a health club did. So suddenly these Les Mills workouts were making fitness accessible to everybody. So I was completely enamored by it, and threw myself into it. I said, this is fun. And I felt something. So what I do when I create is I establish where the fun lives, and I weave the music and the movement around to bring that fun to people.
Yeah, I love the music.
I'm having so much fun. It's contagious, right? So if I started laughing hysterically, eventually the awkwardness would subside and you would both start laughing. It's contagious. It's mirror neurons. And there's something in the brain you might have heard of. So when you see someone having fun, you automatically connect into that fun.
Right.
If you're open to it, even if you're taken by surprise by it, you'd have to be pretty adamant. I refuse to have fun. Not connect into this fun. Yeah. So when I'm designing workouts, I am designing something that I will find fun, and also do the mahi. Mahi is te reo Māori for work. So to get the work done, it has to be fun.
Yeah, like I can feel myself. Like, I burn so many calories with Combat because, like, when you make it harder, you also bring so much more to it, and like the music gets faster. That I'm like, okay, like I can speed up. I can throw these punches faster. So
you kind of forget that you are working really hard because it is fun. It's kind of like when
you rope you in slow, and then you just keep up in the intensity once you know we've caught on.
Like this.
That's the truth.
Come here. But the thing is, when I get you there, like, I know that you're going to be able to do this, and I deliver the appropriate motivation and encouragement and coaching. So coaching how to do the move, why to do the move, when to do the move, so that I support you through it. But you do it on your own. Like, it's a choice. Right. You always have the choice, and we give you the choice, and you choose it because I believe in what everybody is capable of doing. And I think that's where the magic happens.
Yes,
you start to believe that you can do it yourself. And I'm just there leading the way, going, hey, I'm here doing it. You may as well do it with me. If you're going to watch, you may as well make it useful.
Yes.
Yeah, like I work out harder with you, like whenever we're in our workouts together, than I do with like a boot camp kind of sergeant person.
Yeah.
Just because I'm like, okay, well, if Rach thinks I can do this, then I'm just going to go ahead and do this.
Yes. Yeah.
So I'm turning into a total nerd when I work out, and it's at home. Like, that's why I love on demand, because I couldn't do that in the gym like I can. Like, I can just be myself at home with the on demand.
You can, Kalee, you can. And obviously you and your mum enjoy doing those workouts together because you can. No one's watching. You can absolutely experience whatever you choose to experience in that moment. And I think that working out at home allows you to build that self-belief.
Yeah.
And then you can go to a gym at another point in the future when they open up. And you just won't be as concerned with the external environment, because internally you'll be so strong that you won't even question your ability. You just know it. And potentially, you know, that is encouraging for other people that haven't got it on demand and are walking into a gym for the first time going, well, I feel like I can relate to that girl or that lady or that guy. And yeah, that's a bit of me. If they're doing it, I can do it.
Yes, that's totally.
Definitely. So I know, you know, body combat is like my soulmate workout. Like, I could do it even when I don't feel like doing a workout. Would you say that body combat and SH'BAM are like your soulmates, or do you like mixing in other workouts too?
We mentioned earlier that you were the program director for body combat and SH'BAM. So is that your jam?
Yeah, so obviously dance and martial arts share some similarities in terms of aesthetics. So the movement is always with a purpose beyond a form of exercise. So martial arts, the practical application of striking something in a certain way, on the beauty of the visual form of martial arts is very similar to the beauty of dance. I mean, I grew up doing classical ballet, tap, modern, jazz. So I understood from the youngest age, movement quality was important. Body control, right? So they kind of blend. So I was in Body Jam with Gendolf, and they sort of said, look, we need another dance program that's basic, entry level. And I said, look, that's me, I can do that. So I really enjoyed the time that I spent with SH'BAM, because bringing dance to people that don't have the confidence, don't have the competence, where it's not about the beauty of it, but I can help you get it without focusing, was an amazing time for me. I really enjoyed it. I let that go last year, about middle of last year, so that the new younger people can carry that through to a new place. But I did absolutely enjoy my time. And dance and martial arts sits at the very soul of me, because it speaks to the joy that I like to share with people, and then the drive and the self-belief and the determination and the empowering embodiment of strength that martial arts gives us. So it does fit a big part of my soul. Yeah.
I can see that. Like,
I think that's why you're so good at it too. Like, it comes across the screen like all the time.
And it just helps, like you were saying, the free and the empowering. It's a mental, it helps there too with just makes you feel better. I mean, you're having fun with the SH'BAM, and then you can be kind of in control or empowered with the body combat. So that's pretty fun.
Yeah.
That leads me to our next question, because you talked about SH'BAM being, I think, good for the beginners. So Les Mills On Demand has fitness or workout programs for every fitness level, correct?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
What would you recommend?
Can come in at any.
I'm sorry.
You can come in at any level. I mean, it shouldn't be exclusive. There are some workouts that you're going to click on and go, holy smokes, no.
Yes.
Like, no.
Yeah.
No, you're just not going to.
No.
But let me give you the metaphor. That's the equivalent of a baby being given the option to choose what it wants to do first. Crawl, walk, run, swim, dance. You know?
Yeah.
You ask the baby, it's obvious. The baby crawls, and then the baby shuffles on its bum usually. And then the baby learns to stagger and walk. And eventually run. And it's the same process with fitness. Don't be intimidated by the pieces of the puzzle on the board that are not for you in this moment.
Right.
Arrive at the stage or the journey that you feel most comfortable at and accessible. So where would I recommend you start? Look, take a look at everything. Find something that lights your soul on fire. There's plenty of variety on the platform, and start there. Yeah. If you start in some place where you think, this is not me. For example, I wouldn't sit on a bike because I am super connective and interactive that I can't sit still. I'm a big mover. Like anyone that teaches with me on stage, there's a comment. Anyone that stands next to me when I'm teaching has a massive eye opener as to the range of movement that I cover, like the space. They're like, whoa, I didn't realize how much space you cover. Like I'm a big mover. Everything is big. Yeah. So to sit still is really hard for me. So if I was coming into this world and I decided the first place I was going to start, I probably wouldn't fall in love rapidly.
Right.
Yeah.
But, you know, if my background in martial arts and dance, I would gravitate to the dance and the martial arts workout. If you've got no experience in any way, shape or form, you've come through life, you've never been active, you've been an academic, studious, blah, 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 then look for something or look for someone that you can relate to.
Right.
So have a listen to a few of the coaches, like drop in and out and find somebody that says something that you can relate to and then follow them. And then maybe you'll find an interest that way. I mean, there's plenty of avenues to sort of walk around and up and down, but keep trying until you find something. It's like dating, right?
Yeah.
The first person that walks along is not going to be the person unless you're in a Disney movie. Come on.
Yeah.
I completely agree with that. And I loved, like, with Body Combat and Pump, it was a team on the stage. So I did fall in love. I fell in love with Rach and Dan and, you know, Joel and Jericho. I fell in love with certain people. And so that's who I focused on and how I got through certain workouts. So I think it is important to look around for a trainer that you connect with.
Yeah. And it's cool that, like, y'all also, like, I'll find, like, all right, I'll fall in love with combat, but then I might pop in on a different workout program and there's the trainer still.
I know.
And so I like that about the platform because you just have so much variety and it's, like, really affordable. Like, I mean, you can be crawling or you can be running or you can take it the whole time, like go from crawling to running and not spend a ton of money or a ton of time, you know, commuting or anything. You just go to your place and work out.
Yeah. Well, I love it.
So
nice. I'm very happy to hear this, ladies.
So we, you know, talked about a few things that we really love about the platform. Are there anything, you know, that just stand out to you, like your favorite things on the platform? Is there anything that you just absolutely love? Yeah,
at the moment it's the trainer series. I have fully loved, I mean, I've had letting go of SH'BAM enabled me to have more headspace and the opportunity that came up. Lisa Osborne created this trainer series with Jackie and trialed it and it was successful. And I love spending that time with people and having that direct channel to be able to talk directly to you.
Yeah.
I mean, there's no music, that's fine. I mean, I work with music, I love music, but if the music's not there, it's my job to get you motivated and encourage you and coach you. So you just get more of me. And I'm enjoying giving more of myself to people.
It feels like you have like an actual like trainer with you instead of just like popping on and, you know, it kind of feels like cold, you know, like this warms it up and it really feels like you're one-on-one and getting that coaching. So that's really nice.
Yes. I love the one-on-one.
So is there any new projects that, you know, you might want to allude to?
Look at you ladies.
I know, right? We're like the Barbara Walters. I don't know if Barbara Walters translates, but
yep. I know.
We're not going to make you cry.
No.
Yeah. Please don't.
We have too many endorphins. Endorphins make us happy.
This is so true. There are always new projects. At the moment, generally everything gets trialed at the gym. In Auckland City, we call it the Mecca. It's the first Les Mills gym that was ever opened, and it's got a membership base of around 12,000 members. So they've seen it all. Everything gets trialed on them, and after the trials, it then gets like a permanent slot. And then Les Mills New Zealand, which is separate to Les Mills International, they look at how it gets rolled out amongst their clubs in the country. Because Les Mills is a gym in New Zealand. That's what it started as before it became an international business. So, yeah, there are things in the pipeline that are happening here. That we have something called a summer series, which Les Mills New Zealand are operating at the moment, and there is a couple of new workouts being trialed at the moment. I always feel nervous to talk about them because you know, people could hear about it and get excited, and then if it doesn't come, then they'll shoot me. But yeah, I mean, this is where it starts. This is where the trials happen. But what's been really good about being able to talk directly to everybody overseas through LMOD is we've been able to trial things on that platform. I.e., we just talked about trainer series. We just put it up there to see if it was something that would be well received, and it was. So I am in discussions with the LMOD team to be able to contribute in a greater way to the LMOD platform. So potentially there's something that could come along. We're looking at probably May, June time.
Nice.
So yeah. Well,
it's the perfect time for summer in the States.
Yes, summer here. That's perfect.
Yeah, but Blat's going down really well. I'm really pleased with the bums, legs, arms and tums workout that the trainer series gave me the chance to do. 25 minutes, moderate exercise. People, there's a space for that. There is a space for that. It doesn't always have to be high intensity in 55 minutes.
Yes, I agree that you're speaking to the space.
Yes.
Yeah. Our sweet spot is like that 30 to 45. Sometimes you can keep us motivated for the hour, but just time-wise, the 30 to 45 isn't perfect.
And
it does work.
And it still makes me feel empowered.
Yeah.
You know, I like that feeling because sometimes if I try one that's like the running, because if I'm not ready to run, it just defeats me. So I like those that I can do and feel accomplished. Yeah.
You're onto it there, Kim. That's there's a lot of science that suggests that do small things that give you success and relatively quick success, because you are predetermined to have greater long-term success if you do things that give you short-term success.
Right. Yeah.
If you do something that feels too hard too soon, there's a massive probability that you will not complete your task. Right. So if you can do something small like that, then you'll keep going because you'll feel successful and you'll feel encouraged and want to keep going. So if anyone's listening, don't do the hard thing first.
No.
Unless you're this absolute, I don't know who this is, but there may be people out there that love to fail.
I don't know.
No, I mean, I just don't really want my body to hurt. Like, I want exercise to feel like, okay, like this makes me empowered. It gives me strength. Now I can go and put whenever we get to travel again, put my carry-on, you know, with no problem. Like, I've had grown men like look at me and be like, oh honey, let me help you with your bag. And I'm like, oh, I got this. And like, I just throw it up there. And so I love that exercise can kind of translate into that functional piece, like versus just like killing myself and then like not being able to walk the next day.
Oh, absolutely. Like being able to handle yourself and your business, crucial. We don't want to get to a stage, ladies, where, you know, we're in our 60s and 70s where basically we've lost the ability to spring back from life, or be independent and need somebody. I mean, there are moments when you do need somebody. For example, have you ever been in that situation where you've decided that you're wearing this certain outfit for some fancy thing? And well, I live on my own, so I can't do the zip up.
Yes.
There was a moment. Yeah. There was a moment. But I haven't found many that I need help for. You know? Staying independent and feeling strong enough to be able to lift the step ladders out of the garage, up the stairs to change the light bulb yourself. That's something you don't want to ever lose.
No, you're speaking to another female who lives alone. So I like that independence. I don't want to ask anybody for help. And by the way, you can like tie a string on the zipper and put it on the end of a hanger and pull it up. I saw that somewhere. I haven't actually tried it because I don't get all that fancy, but so you can try it next time.
That's good. I'm going to look for that next time. I just gave up on the outfit that time.
I know. That's what you should.
It's not going to happen.
not going to happen. So
the big man does not want me to wear this outfit today. So
I heard you. I'm not going to wear it. So how do you think fitness has changed through the decades? Because we just talked about how important it is to stay fit through the decades. How do you think our mentality has changed?
Oh, massively. I've really noticed, so at the beginning of this talk, I spoke about how, you know, originally when I first got into the industry, like 20 years ago, access was from the UK was generally for private health clubs. So before, and I mean private health clubs, usually attached to a tennis club or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
You know, before the massive expansion and investment in the gym world.
Mm-hmm.
Now the world saw financial opportunity in gyms, and a whole lot of investment happened, and people started making it a cash cow. Like, how can we make money through gyms? I've seen over development of aesthetics. So people have become increasingly, I'm going to use the word obsessed.
Yes.
Yeah.
With our external image.
Right.
And the fitness industry allows people to design themselves. And we should have the ability to be able to look at something and go, I'd like to make an improvement on that. I do believe there is a tipping point where where healthy becomes unhealthy. And it's not the fitness industry's fault, liability. Like, they're not responsible wholly for this, but we do have a sense of responsibility into the messaging that we put out there. And we possibly have been skewed by an over obsession with the external image of the human being and what is sexy and what is not. And I'm hoping that we go full circle, you know, like the world seems to do with fashion. You know, shoulder pads were in the 80s and then they were back for Christmas a couple of years ago. I hope to see a return to a place where people obsess less about the outside and more about the inside. I've been doing a bit of work to sort of bring or to shake off the stigma around mental health. And I think it's working. And I know what alongside a friend of mine who has a campaign called Imperfectly Perfect campaign, is trying to shed the stigma on mental health. What we've been doing for a while, lockdown is done overnight, because suddenly governments acknowledge that, you know, your mental health is a thing. And it doesn't mean you're crazy, it just means you're human. So I've seen a bit of a sea change, and I can see it on social media that people are calling out the difference between perfect images and perfected images and real images, you know? So I think that's one of the changes I've seen. Another change I've seen that's really positive is people want to be healthy. It's amazing. People want to be healthy. They're choosing it. And that's the silver lining to the social media world that made it trendy and cool to be fit. And do you even squat kind of hashtags. I've loved the fact that has made it's made it trendy to be in health and fitness. So people join gyms now, and the teenagers are wanting to join gyms because it's cool. Even if it's just to get an image for their social media profile or whatever. Getting them in there is the hardest thing. So now we're starting to see that happening. I'd like to see the fitness industry take a leadership space and say, okay, let's just get some perspective and let's see if we can bring it back to what it's all about, which is internal health. Not, you know. So I mean,
it's so exciting.
That would be what I would sort of overarch the themes. There's a million different trends that have come with this type of workout, that type of workout, and that's just going to continue because we all get bored. But as an overarching thing, those would be a couple of things that I've seen.
I agree. We were talking about this last night, I think, about how a 50-year-old now looks so much. I mean, I know we were just talking about looks, but they are physically fit. Like, they can lift the overhead bag up where, you know, I guess maybe 10, 20 years ago, a 50-year-old was like, oh, they're 50. Oh, they're pushing it now. They got maybe 20 more years if they're lucky. And now it's just like 50 is, what do they say, the new 30 or something? So
I agree.
I'm loving that as a 50-year-old. So.
Yeah. Like
Get it, Kat? Yes. Virtual high five. There we go. We're all in better shape than we've ever been. We've access to more things. We are living better lives. I don't know, better. That's questionable. Who knows? I mean, that's a whole other subject, but we're definitely biologically younger. than our predecessors.
Yeah.
So
we're doing something.
so that in that aspect, yeah, and good. You know, if we're going to stick around for longer, we want to be able to make the most of it.
Yeah,
I don't want to be an old lady that can't do anything but sit. It's going to drive me bonkers, and I'll drive everyone around me bonkers.
Yeah, I can tell she's getting fidgety.
Well, if there was just like, you know, one thing people could do to like increase their health, like what would you recommend that they like just start with? If they're just like completely in a funk and they need one thing, what would you say that they should start with?
Yeah, just become more active. So it's about moving more rather than sitting down. Devices really help. So I wear a Polar Ignite, and if I sit down for too long, it will buzz and it will say it's time to get up and move.
Mm-hmm.
So if you do have access, switch that onto your device. If you don't have one of those devices, then just say to yourself, at least every hour you need to be up moving around.
Yep.
And that increases your activity levels, which will increase your metabolism, which is that furnace. As a metaphor, I use like a steam train. It has a furnace. You chuck the fuel in there, it burns, and the steam pushes you along. That's what food does to the body. And if you have a bigger engine, you need to fill it with more fuel. So your metabolism is your engine. And if it doesn't need to be active, it won't. It will go to sleep. And therefore, you'll just become sedentary and storage system.
Yeah.
And you have to be active. And to do that, sometimes you just got to keep moving during the day. So get off your bum, have a walk around every hour, get up, walk around, take the stairs, not the lift. We've heard it.
Yes.
Park further away, look for a car park in the shade further away, and walk across the allotment, you know, to the store. Park further away from the store that you want at the mall and walk all the way around the mall. If you've got the time, and if you don't have the time, make the time.
Right.
Yeah. That's huge. Just make the time, prioritize it.
Just stay moving. That's what we talked about on our last podcast, even, was get up and move, if nothing else.
Yeah. So it's good to hear it from an expert, because we shared it last week.
And still believe you where they might not believe us.
Yeah.
No, you're right. You're right. Life should be lived backwards. Like, I firmly believe the lessons we learn as we age, if we could, we would go back and change things because we know better. So we behave better, but we just don't have the same opportunity. And, you know, make the most of your youth. Make the most of your youth whilst you've got it. Everyone would love to go back to be a teenager where you didn't have to worry about bills. Things were provided. All you had to worry about was if you looked right and if you had friends, and as long as you got some grades at school, you know, that was what worry about. On the whole, I'm sure there's probably people that had terrible teenage lives that are looking at me going, Rach. That's the key. So what we say when we disagree, But on the whole, you know, like if you could, we don't understand the value of now. We don't understand the value of now till later. And don't try and make your body better and then live your life now, because you'll look back 5 years from now and go, wow, it wasn't as bad as I thought. It was just the lens that I was skewed with by society's views on what the perfect body was. I looked great. That was nothing has changed. That video, that photo has not been altered. Just my lens and my view and my perspective on life has altered. And I wish I'd have just enjoyed that body that I had 10 years ago when I was 20. Now I'm 30 or 40 or 50. Right?
Yes.
We'll always be older. We'll always, it's going that way. We can't stop that. But we can appreciate the now. So that would be my advice.
Yeah. That's awesome. So once they've gotten started, if they wanted to hop on LMOD, what would you recommend, like, for a workout? Like, what should they pick, like, their first week? Like, if they've fallen in love with you from this podcast. What would you recommend?
Come and do a trainer series with me. If you're getting started or getting back into health and fitness. If you are a junkie, like you've just eat it up, you're just looking for something new and different, then take a look at the higher intensity workouts. like grit, because if
Yeah,
you're
oh
a
my
fitness
gosh.
junkie, you're going to love that.
Ooh, yeah.
You're going to love it. It's like Marmite. You love it or hate it. Do you guys know what Marmite is? Do you have
It's
Marmite
like
there?
that stuff you put on toast, right?
Yeah. People love it or hate it. It divides the world. I feel like that's grit. There's people that love it, and there's people, they just don't.
Yeah, we know what it is, but we have not tried it.
Yeah, I've put it on my fast burner. So I've got a workout challenge on there called the fast burner at the moment. It's great. It's a 6-week challenge, and I've built it into the latter stages of the workout. And I jumped on the Facebook group this morning, and I noticed the few people are just crying, like, oh my gosh, Britt, no. You know, I thought I was doing so well, but no. And I'm just talking to my phone. These people can't hear me, obviously. It's just a post. But in response to them, I put it in that part of the workout, because if I put it at the beginning, you just wouldn't even get anywhere. You just wouldn't even start. You'd be like, no, fail, instant fail, stop.
Right.
So it's to show you how far you've come.
Yeah.
It's to show you that you have to keep moving. If you want the results, you have to keep leveling up and asking more of yourself each time. Great, do 10 minutes, do 15 minutes, do 2 minutes, whatever. But each time you go back, you'll do more. And it's a way to measure your growth. And I acknowledge that it is challenging, and it's Marmite. It's very divisive. Yeah. But you got to try everything once, because if you don't know unless you give it a go.
Yeah. So this is like off topic, but just thinking of that, like pushing to the next level. I feel like you can do anything, Rach. Is there a next level where you're just like, oh, I tap out, I'm done, I can't do this? Have you done that? I mean,
yeah, I agree. There are moments when you go, I cannot do that. I will not. Usually it involves injury. So it's a risk. Yeah. So that's where I draw the line, because I'm quite risk averse. So sensible Sally over here I got involved with jiu-jitsu. I actually used to love wrestling, and I was obsessed with the UFC, and I wanted to roll. I just wanted to roll, but I very quickly realized that was going to increase my risk of injury massively, which would mean that I couldn't teach my classes and I couldn't do my job. So that's when I was like, okay, as much as I am obsessed with this, like I used to walk around with my fists closed. People used to say, wow, Rach, you need to chill. I didn't realize I just constantly was like this. It was Dan that told me that. So usually where there's risk involved, but we can do anything. We can absolutely do anything as humans. We just don't want to get it wrong. And it's so counterintuitive, because just going back to the baby analogy, if the baby was like, oh, I can't get up, I'm going to give up, we'd literally just be sat on our ass. Right?
Yeah.
You have to fail to be able to figure it out.
Yeah.
And it's in the figuring it out that the strength lives. So adults, we just get so good at being comfortable. We don't want to be uncomfortable, and we find a way to take control of our lives, and we live in this place of comfort. And I reckon let's switch that up now. Let's just start to go, okay, it's not like it used to be. The world has changed. It's pivoted massively. 2020 was just like, stop. You think you're in control, humans, but Mother Nature, she's got another thing going on here. So what are the things you've always wanted to do? What are the things that you've stopped yourself from doing because you don't believe you can do it? Yeah. Go do it. Go live that life. Live as if tomorrow is not guaranteed, and don't just keep that as a fridge sticker. Right. Bring it to life. Bring it to life. Do the things that you wish that you've always wanted to do, but you're like, I probably can't do it. I'm not going to be good at that. Right. But I definitely am. I'm just passionate about that, and I love watching it. I love hearing about it, read about it. Go try it. You might find it puts a whole new area into your world, and you meet all these cool people and have these amazing life memories. So do it.
I knew I loved you.
Love you too, Ken.
Oh, and if somebody, like, if your next step is just to try a workout, you can always get the free Les Mills On Demand trial. Then go to tinyurl.com/Les Mills trial, and you can try out like all these workouts that she's talking about. Like, and then that'll empower you. Even if you don't feel like you could go accomplish everything and it's just on your fridge, you could go and do stuff now because you will get that.
Rach will
power.
motivate you.
Yes.
I promise.
If she hasn't already, she will.
She will. She will.
Come do the free thing. If it's free, give it a go.
Yeah, I mean, it's free. Come on, get out there and try it. You can try out the whole platform. So how else can people get in touch with you if they want to?
Probably Instagram would be the easiest way. Rachael _Newsham. Yeah.
Yeah, perfect.
Yeah, I reckon.
Thank you so much.
It's been so fun.
Yeah.
It's such an honor, really, to get to talk to you and take some time. Like, I know we met like years ago, but it was just a hi bye, and it was a starstruck moment. So I really want to get to talk to you.
It was one of those moments where we were walking along the hotel foyer or something, right?
Yes.
Yep.
Dan and I were walking past, and you guys recognized us.
Yes.
Yeah.
It was just, it was so surreal because you don't expect to see the people you've been working out with on screen in person. And so, and y'all are really cool about it too. I mean, y'all seem just as thrilled as us because, it's like, so.
Yeah. I mean, you develop, I understand that the TV or the screen creates a medium where this person becomes almost above normal, right? That they're just like not human. And then you spend a lot of time with them, especially if this is a workout platform. Like if I met Chris Hemsworth, I would just be staring.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
I'd lose the ability to communicate. But so you sort of, in a fitness sense, you develop this relationship with me through Les Mills On Demand. You work out with me every day. I'm talking to you. I'm talking with you. You're talking back to me. And, we do these Instagram lives where you actually get to have those, you actually get to meet me.
Right.
Yeah.
So when you do meet me in real life, you feel like we're mates. It's like, hey, that's Rach and Dan. And I get that relationship. So I understand the need to acknowledge it. And I appreciate the fact that people like you two ladies choose to spend time working out with me. You have many choices and you choose to spend time working out with me, which keeps me relevant and doing my job and believing in myself that I'm adding value to the world. So I'm just grateful for it. And I'm glad that connection back in 2013 has stood the test of time and that we're still working out together now. It's pretty cool to circle that back.
Yeah, it's very cool. Yeah. We wouldn't leave you.
Until I make you do too many lunges or something, and then you might think.
If you haven't done it yet, I don't know if we'll hit that point, but let's not test it.
Yeah, you don't careful what you ask for. That's what my mum used to say.
That's the truth.
Yeah.